Hi everyone, welcome to Caterpillar the Butterfly Show. I'm so happy to have you with me today. In this episode, I'm going to talk about how to break down a big project or dream. We have a lot of goals that we want to achieve, but when we start them, we feel overwhelming. There is too much of things to do, and we don't know how to break it into smaller pieces. This session, I'm going to talk about specific techniques that you can apply starting today to break down a big project or a dream into manageable chunk. Let's get started. Breaking down a big project or a dream can be challenging. When you start a dream or a big project, you look at all the big staircase that you need to climb. There's a big high-rise building out there. And when I just look at that, it is overwhelming for sure. So the biggest goal is break down into smaller chunk, like, step by step by step. So once that step is formalized and laid down in front of you, you're no longer looking at those big goals, but your just goal is to walk that first step, then the next step, then the next step, and eventually you reach the high-rise building that is your dream or a big project or a goal. And that's exactly what we are going to cover today. Please consider subscribing to my channel so that way you can get alerts on all my new videos that I post every week. Breaking down a big project or a dream into smaller and manageable pieces will definitely increase the survival of the goal, that you don't quit, and also increase your chance of success and reduce feeling being overwhelmed. There are a lot of New Year's resolution that are really great, but they are just stopped by probably February, because obviously you don't have a goal setting strategy, you don't have a mindset to achieve it, which is sort of a different topic by itself. But the most critical is you get overwhelmed, and it's easy to do what you're comfortable with than doing something that is challenging for you. So a few steps to consider here is define the end goal. Identify the key components, that okay, what are the key components here that I need to achieve. Break it down further in small manageable chunks. Set deadlines. Prioritize. Stay flexible. Breaking down a big project can be done into 5 moves and 5 deep levels. So what are the 5 moves? 5 moves are compare, create, test, launch, and scale. And what are the levels? Levels are targets, timing, team, training, and tool. So let's go deeper. Let's give an example that you want to launch a project, or you want to build a training program. So let's use an example of creating a training program, and let's do through this, right? So compare is you're doing your market research on, okay, what are the similar training programs available, how this is beneficial for the customers or audience that you wanted to create this program for. Create is actual creation process where you spend your time to create and you build it. Test, you test everything is good, and then you launch it and you scale it. In terms of the targets, we're going to go deeper on them, but in high level, targets are your end goal that you want to reach. Timing is the deadlines. Team is who is in your team, who is helping you, virtual assistant, and other specialists who are helping you in your project. Training, what are the training that you want to give them, and tools, those tools that you want to give and you are going to use for the achievement of this goal. So let me go a little more detail about the levels, right? So in target, you're going to ask different questions to set a target, which is, so if you go back to the previous discussion, is what's the target? A target is where do you want to go? So you ask different questions to be very clear about the end goal that you want to achieve. I want to get this by this, or this is what I want to reach by this time. You have different questions to set the target. Once the target is there, then you need to make sure that there's a timing for it, right? So, and the timing is not just for the end goal, but it's also about breaking the individual smaller outcomes, so that way it's easier for you to really see, hey, I have 100 steps, but I don't need to finish the 99 steps. I just need to finish the first step. So that's the timing piece of things. Team would be hiring some researchers to speed up the project. Training is, what training do my team and I can use to make significant move. And tools is what tools we need to develop or even use to achieve those. Let's do this with an example. So as I mentioned, let's create a training program for your target audience. So in the compare stage, you will basically want to compare with your existing project, and even within the compare, you can actually apply the 5 steps. And here I'm actually combining the team and training towards one, because obviously it's related. Like, you want to build the team and you want to do the training, so I will explain them together here. In general, target. So for your training program, you will compare, okay, what's the end goal, what's the goal, what's the target, what's the metrics that you are asking, what's the timing, when this needs to be completed, who can help me with it, and what tools I need to do this. And you can compare and contrast online different training programs and sort of applicable to these targets, these levels. Then you go out and create. So after you compare your program and doing some research, you will actually create the training program. So target for that is, I want to complete the course and I want to have that ready. Timing is, I want to complete the course by this time. Team will be, I need these people to help me with the course creation, these people in the marketing side, these people in the sales side, design, formatting, all the things I need. And on the team also, there's also training. So who I need to get help is a team, and then training is what level of training I need to give them or for me to get to achieve the outcome. And tool is, when creating the program, what tool do I need to use, and where am I going to upload these courses and training programs, and how it's delivered. So all those tools related things are coming under here. Like if you have a newsletter, that newsletter is going to come in the tools section. So that's an overview of create. Let's do test. So now you created the program. Now it's time for you to test it. So target, I want to test it through creating a testing with your colleague or co-managers or your team members or other people you trust, or your newsletter members that you want to give an early access to, so that way they can test it before they actually and also good. This test process also can be used for testimonial as well, right? So obviously you want to get some credibility, you want to make sure that your program works, so you can use that for some testimonials. Timing, capture what they like about the session, and and then have a deadline for completing the testing process itself. So that's the timing aspect. And team, okay, whom I need on this one, like where do I need it and how do I organize it for this testing process, and what level of support I need, what level of training I need to do this. Tools is, how do I test it, what are the tools I need to use to test this process. So all these are sort of coming under that testing stage. Finally is the scale. So how we launch the project, and we need to scale, and after we launch the project we need to scale and deploy, right? So target, I need to reach this many people by this date. Timing, this date will be when I would complete it. Team, for scaling purpose I need a marketing team, I need a virtual assistant to help me with it, and I need a newsletter launch, I need a public launch, I need to set up all these things. So all these things come under the scale section. Tool, what tools I need to build for scaling purpose, and do I need to do this, or what specific tool maybe we need to build internally to drive this. So you see, we have this high level approaches and that have individual levels, and you can actually compare kind of each target can have individual levels, and that's how we think about this project management. I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please consider joining my inner circle by going to suggestinnnercircle.com. This is where you get my weekly newsletter on the latest insights that I'm sharing on communication, productivity, leadership, health and wellness, and more. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your willingness to learn. Let me know how I did. Is there anything I can improve for next time? And I'm so happy that we are in this journey together. I can't wait to serve you again next time. So until then, have a fantastic rest of the day. Take care. Bye-bye.